Meghan Markle's private life is back in the spotlight following provocative new statements from her ex-husband.
For years, Prince Harry and Meghan Markle have faced criticism, controversy, and relentless public scrutiny, but few expected a story this explosive to suddenly dominate headlines. What began as claims from Meghan Markle's former husband quickly evolved into something much larger, raising uncomfortable questions for the Sussex household, Buckingham Palace, and even King Charles III himself. The controversy surrounding Meghan Markle, the Duchess of Sussex, erupted with extraordinary speed after claims allegedly made by Trevor Engelson began circulating across social media, entertainment outlets, and royal discussion forums. What made this situation different from countless previous royal controversies was not simply the accusation itself, but the timing, the intensity of public reaction, and the way the story appeared to strike directly at questions of trust, credibility, and reputation. For many royal observers, the first reaction was disbelief. After all, Prince Harry and Meghan Markle have spent years navigating intense media scrutiny since stepping away from official royal duties. During that period, the Duke and Duchess of Sussex became accustomed to criticism from both supporters and detractors. Yet even experienced royal commentators acknowledged that this latest narrative immediately felt different because it centered on allegations that, if true, would reshape public understanding of Meghan Markle's past. As discussion intensified online, attention rapidly shifted toward Prince Harry. Royal watchers began asking an obvious question. If such serious allegations existed, had Prince Harry known about them all along, or was Prince Harry discovering these claims at the same time as the public? That uncertainty immediately created a powerful new layer of intrigue. And that was only the beginning. While social media users debated the credibility of Trevor Engelson's alleged statements, another conversation was quietly unfolding among royal commentators. Rather than focusing exclusively on Meghan Markle, many analysts began examining what the controversy could mean for King Charles III and the wider royal family. Why? Because every major controversy involving Prince Harry and Meghan Markle inevitably reflects upon the institution itself. For decades, Buckingham Palace has worked carefully to protect the image of stability, continuity, and tradition associated with the monarchy. Any scandal involving a senior royal figure inevitably creates challenges for that image. Even though Prince Harry and Meghan Markle no longer serve as working royals, their connection to the royal family remains impossible to ignore. That reality created a fascinating dilemma. Could Buckingham Palace afford to remain silent? Or would pressure eventually force some form of response? Those questions became increasingly important as reports began suggesting that senior royal figures were monitoring developments closely. Although no official confirmation emerged, speculation regarding private discussions within royal circles quickly gained momentum. Interestingly, many experienced royal observers noted that public perception often matters just as much as verified facts in situations like these. Throughout modern royal history, reputational damage has frequently emerged long before evidence is fully examined. Once a narrative begins spreading across international media, controlling that narrative becomes exceptionally difficult. This is precisely why some commentators argue that the true story was no longer about a specific allegation. The real story had become a battle over credibility. Who would the public believe? Would audiences trust Meghan Markle's version of events? Would they trust Trevor Engelson's claims? Or would they ultimately conclude that the truth lies somewhere between the competing narratives? Those questions fueled endless debate. Meanwhile, Prince Harry found himself positioned at the center of an increasingly uncomfortable spotlight. For years, Prince Harry has publicly defended Meghan Markle against criticism from the press, online commentators, and royal critics. Prince Harry repeatedly emphasized loyalty to Meghan Markle, often portraying their relationship as a partnership built on mutual trust and shared purpose. That history made the current situation particularly sensitive. If Prince Harry continued defending Meghan Markle, critics would inevitably accuse Prince Harry of ignoring legitimate concerns. Yet if Prince Harry appeared uncertain or hesitant, observers would immediately interpret that hesitation as evidence of deeper problems behind closed doors. Can you see why royal commentators became so fascinated by this developing story? Every possible response carried consequences. As debate intensified, another question emerged that many viewers may not have considered. What impact could all of this have on the future relationship between Prince Harry and King Charles III? Relations between Prince Harry and the monarchy have experienced periods of strain in recent years, particularly following interviews, documentaries, and public disagreements that generated global headlines. Because of that history, some royal watchers wondered whether this controversy could create yet another obstacle to reconciliation. Others, however, argue the opposite. Some commentators suggested that moments of crisis often reveal who remains supportive when circumstances become difficult. According to that interpretation, the way King Charles III responds to pressure could ultimately become one of the most important aspects of the entire story. Yet even as those debates unfolded, another development was beginning to attract attention. Observers noticed that discussion was gradually shifting away from the original allegations and toward a broader examination of Meghan Markle's public image. Supporters argued that Meghan Markle had long faced extraordinary scrutiny unmatched by other public figures. Critics countered that public accountability accompanies public influence. The divide was growing deeper with every passing day. And perhaps most significantly, neither side appeared willing to back down. As the controversy continued spreading across television programs, online platforms, and royal commentary channels, one reality became increasingly clear. This was no longer a simple celebrity story. Questions involving Prince Harry, Meghan Markle, King Charles III, Buckingham Palace, and the future perception of the royal family had become tightly interconnected. But if public debate was already reaching a boiling point, what would happen if new evidence, new claims, or new responses suddenly entered the conversation? Because according to several commentators, the most dramatic phase of this unfolding royal saga may have been just beginning. Before we continue, if you enjoy thoughtful royal family analysis, be sure to subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss future updates. And with pressure mounting around Prince Harry, Meghan Markle, and Buckingham Palace, another crucial question was about to emerge. How would the Sussex household respond as scrutiny reached an entirely new level? As public discussion surrounding Meghan Markle, the Duchess of Sussex, continued to intensify, the focus of the story gradually began to shift away from the original allegations themselves and towards something potentially even more significant. Increasingly, royal commentators were no longer asking whether a particular claim was true or false. Instead, royal commentators were asking how Meghan Markle would respond as pressure mounted from every direction simultaneously. That distinction matters because history has repeatedly shown that major public controversies are often defined less by the accusation and more by the response that follows. For Prince Harry and Meghan Markle, the challenge was especially complicated. Unlike a traditional celebrity dispute, this controversy existed within the unique context of the British monarchy, where reputation, symbolism, and public trust carry extraordinary importance. Every statement, every appearance, and every decision was being examined through a royal lens. Yet an interesting question soon emerged. If Meghan Markle believed the allegations were false, what strategy would Meghan Markle choose to protect both personal credibility and the public image of the Sussex household? Many viewers watching events unfold wondered exactly the same thing. Some commentators argue that silence would allow speculation to grow unchecked. Other analysts suggested that responding too aggressively could unintentionally draw even greater attention to the controversy. It was a delicate balancing act, and according to royal observers, every available option appeared to carry considerable risk. Meanwhile, Prince Harry found himself facing an increasingly difficult position. For years, Prince Harry has publicly presented loyalty as one of the defining principles of life outside the royal family. Whether discussing media scrutiny, family disagreements, or public criticism, Prince Harry consistently emphasized support for Meghan Markle. Because of that history, many royal watchers believed Prince Harry would continue defending Meghan Markle regardless of mounting pressure. However, some commentators began noticing another dynamic that received far less attention. The controversy was occurring at a time when discussions surrounding Prince Harry's relationship with King Charles III remained unresolved. Questions surrounding reconciliation had already generated countless headlines. Now, this new dispute threatened to introduce yet another obstacle. Could Prince Harry defend Meghan Markle while also preserving any possibility of repairing ties with Buckingham Palace? Or would Prince Harry eventually be forced into an impossible choice? That question became a major topic of discussion across royal media circles. At the same time, Buckingham Palace remained notably restrained. Unlike many public institutions that respond immediately to controversy, the monarchy often operates according to a different philosophy. Royal households traditionally avoid becoming entangled in rapidly evolving public disputes, particularly when facts remain contested. Yet even silence can become a message. As days passed, observers began interpreting the absence of official statements in dramatically different ways. Supporters of Meghan Markle argued that Buckingham Palace understood the allegations lacked credibility and therefore saw no reason to respond. Critics reached the opposite conclusion, suggesting that silence reflected concern behind closed doors. The same facts were producing entirely different interpretations, and that is often where royal stories become most fascinating. Because once multiple narratives begin competing for public acceptance, certainty becomes increasingly difficult to find. Another development soon complicated matters further. Rather than focusing exclusively on Meghan Markle, public debates started expanding toward broader questions about modern royal life itself. Commentators began comparing the experiences of Meghan Markle, Catherine, Princess of Wales, and other senior members of the royal family. Discussions emerged regarding media treatment, public expectations, and the immense pressures associated with royal visibility. For some viewers, the controversy became part of a larger conversation about celebrity, status, and public accountability. For others, the controversy remained focused squarely on Meghan Markle's personal credibility. Which interpretation do you find more convincing? Is this primarily a story about one individual facing accusations, or is this a reflection of the extraordinary pressures that surround anyone connected to the monarchy? As those debates continued, another unexpected factor entered the conversation. Social media platforms amplified every development at remarkable speed. Claims, counterclaims, theories, and reactions traveled across the internet within minutes. Royal commentators noted that public opinion appeared to shift almost hourly as new discussions emerged. In previous generations, stories involving the royal family might have unfolded over weeks or months. In the digital era, however, narratives evolve continuously, creating an environment where perception can change before facts are fully examined. That reality placed Meghan Markle and Prince Harry in an increasingly challenging position. Every response would be scrutinized. Every silence would be analyzed. Every public appearance would generate fresh speculation. And perhaps most importantly, every development would inevitably be linked back to larger questions about the future of the Sussex brand. Because beyond the headlines, another issue was quietly gaining importance: public trust. Whether discussing politicians, celebrities, business leaders, or members of the royal family, trust often becomes the most valuable asset of all. Once questions about trust emerge, rebuilding confidence can prove extraordinarily difficult, regardless of where the truth ultimately leads. That is precisely why some royal analysts argue that the stakes had become far larger than a single controversy. According to those observers, the real battle was no longer about one allegation or one media cycle. The real battle concerned long-term reputation, future influence, and public confidence in the narratives presented by all sides involved. And as scrutiny continued growing, attention increasingly turned toward another critical figure: King Charles III. While Prince Harry and Meghan Markle remained at the center of public debate, many royal watchers believed the monarchy itself would eventually face pressure to define its position more clearly. Whether through action, silence, or symbolic decisions, Buckingham Palace could not remain disconnected from the conversation forever. But if pressure was already building around Prince Harry, Meghan Markle, and King Charles III, what would happen when new claims, new reactions, and fresh questions began emerging from unexpected directions? Because according to several royal commentators, the next phase of the story would move far beyond public statements and media headlines, raising questions that could affect relationships throughout the royal family itself. Before we continue, if you enjoy thoughtful coverage of Prince William, Catherine, Princess of Wales, King Charles III, Prince Harry, Meghan Markle, and the wider royal family, make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss future discussions. Because what happened next would shift attention from public perception to something potentially far more consequential: how key figures within the royal world might react as the controversy reached an entirely new stage. As the controversy continued expanding across royal commentary circles, social media platforms, and international news discussions, the conversation began moving into far more dangerous territory. What initially appeared to be a dispute involving competing claims was now evolving into something much larger because attention was no longer focused solely on Meghan Markle, the Duchess of Sussex. Increasingly, attention was shifting toward the long-term consequences for Prince Harry, King Charles III, and the wider royal family. That shift dramatically changed the stakes. When controversies remain centered on a single individual, damage can sometimes be contained. However, when a controversy begins raising questions about institutions, family relationships, and public trust, the situation becomes far more difficult to manage. This is exactly why many royal commentators started examining a deeper question. Was this story truly about Meghan Markle alone, or was it becoming a test of how the monarchy handles prolonged public controversy in the modern media era? For viewers following every development, that question became impossible to ignore. As discussions intensified, analysts began revisiting the complicated relationship between Prince Harry and the institution Prince Harry once represented. Since stepping away from official royal duties, Prince Harry has occupied a unique position unlike any other royal figure in recent history. Prince Harry remains the son of King Charles III, remains connected to the monarchy through birth, and remains one of the most recognizable members of the royal family in the world. Yet Prince Harry simultaneously exists outside the day-to-day structure of royal life. That unusual position created enormous uncertainty. If public pressure continued increasing, where exactly would Prince Harry stand? Would Prince Harry continue presenting a united front alongside Meghan Markle? Would Prince Harry seek greater distance from the controversy? Or would Prince Harry attempt to remain silent while events unfolded around the Sussex household? Each possibility generated fresh debate among royal observers. At the same time, another fascinating dynamic was emerging behind the scenes of public discussion. For years, Prince William, the future king, and Catherine, Princess of Wales, have carefully cultivated an image centered on stability, duty, and continuity. Whether appearing at charitable engagements, representing the crown during international visits, or supporting national causes, Prince William and Catherine, Princess of Wales, have consistently projected reliability. As a result, some commentators began drawing comparisons between two very different royal paths. On one side stood Prince Harry and Meghan Markle, whose post-royal journey frequently generated headlines, controversy, and public debate. On the other side stood Prince William and Catherine, Princess of Wales, whose approach emphasized predictability, discipline, and traditional royal responsibilities. The comparison was impossible for royal audiences to overlook, and that comparison inevitably led to another question. Could this controversy further strengthen public support for Prince William, the future king, and Catherine, Princess of Wales? Many analysts believed it could, not because Prince William or Catherine, Princess of Wales, were directly involved in the situation, but because moments of instability often increase appreciation for figures associated with consistency and calm leadership. Meanwhile, Buckingham Palace faced a challenge of its own. The institution understands that public opinion rarely remains static. Perceptions shift, narratives evolve, emotions fluctuate. What appears dominant today may disappear tomorrow. Yet royal advisors also understand that certain controversies possess unusual staying power, particularly when they involve unresolved questions. That reality explains why royal observers became increasingly interested in what was not being said. The absence of public intervention from senior royal figures created a vacuum. And whenever a vacuum exists, speculation quickly fills the space. Some commentators interpreted silence as strategic discipline. Others interpreted silence as quiet concern. Still others believed Buckingham Palace simply wanted to avoid lending additional attention to an already volatile story. Which interpretation do you find most convincing? Does silence represent confidence, caution, or something else entirely? While those debates continued, public attention returned once again to Meghan Markle. Supporters of Meghan Markle argued that the Duchess of Sussex had spent years facing extraordinary levels of scrutiny unmatched by most public figures. According to that perspective, The latest controversy represented another example of public narratives forming before all facts became available. Critics, however, view the situation differently. According to critics, public influence naturally brings public accountability, particularly when a figure occupies such a prominent position in global media culture. The divide between those perspectives was becoming wider every day. And remarkably, neither side appeared willing to reconsider its position. That polarization created exactly the kind of environment where controversies tend to grow rather than disappear. Every new discussion generated additional questions. Every answer seemed to create another mystery. Every attempt to clarify matters appeared to inspire fresh debate. As the story continued unfolding, another important reality became impossible to ignore. Regardless of where the truth ultimately leads, reputational battles often leave lasting consequences long after headlines fade. Public figures may recover. Institutions may adapt. Narratives may change. Yet the perception created during moments of intense controversy can influence public attitudes for years. This is why some royal analysts began describing the situation as a turning point rather than merely another headline cycle. According to those observers, the real significance of a controversy would not be measured by one statement, one allegation, or one response. The real significance would be measured by how relationships, reputations, and public trust evolved afterward. And perhaps most intriguingly of all, attention was beginning to shift toward a question that had not received enough discussion. What role might King Charles III eventually play if pressure surrounding Prince Harry and Meghan Markle continued escalating? Because while Prince Harry and Meghan Markle remained at the center of public attention, the authority and symbolism of King Charles III remained impossible to separate from the larger royal story. Some royal watchers believed King Charles III would maintain distance indefinitely. Others suspected that events might eventually force a more visible response. And if that moment arrived, the consequences could reshape the entire conversation. Before we move forward, if you enjoy thoughtful analysis of Prince William, Catherine, Princess of Wales, King Charles III, Prince Harry, Meghan Markle, and the future of the royal family, make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss upcoming discussions. Because the next phase of this story would raise perhaps the biggest question yet, not what happened in the past, but how the monarchy itself might respond as pressure continued building behind palace walls. By this stage of the story, the controversy had evolved far beyond the original claims that first captured public attention. What made the situation increasingly fascinating for royal observers was the realization that the discussion was no longer centered solely on Meghan Markle, the Duchess of Sussex, or even Prince Harry. Instead, the controversy was beginning to raise broader questions about credibility, leadership, and the future image of the monarchy itself. That transformation is often what separates a temporary headline from a lasting royal saga. When public attention shifts from individual accusations to institutional consequences, every development begins carrying far greater significance. Royal commentators increasingly noted that regardless of where the truth ultimately rested, the public conversation had already entered a new phase, one focused on perception rather than simply allegations. And perception has always been one of the monarchy's most valuable assets. For centuries, the strength of the royal family has depended not only upon constitutional roles, but also upon public confidence. King Charles III understands this reality, perhaps better than anyone. Having spent decades preparing for the throne, King Charles III inherited an institution that must constantly balance tradition with modern expectations. That is why many analysts became interested in a question that had previously remained in the background. How long can a monarchy remain unaffected when controversy involving Prince Harry and Meghan Markle continues, dominating international discussion? Some royal watchers argued that King Charles III would prefer patience, believing that many public controversies eventually fade without intervention. Others believe that prolonged silence could allow competing narratives to become permanently embedded within public consciousness. Which approach would you choose if you were advising Buckingham Palace? Would patience be the wiser strategy, or would visible leadership become necessary? As those debates unfolded, attention increasingly turned toward another key figure whose presence seemed to grow more significant with each passing week. Prince William, the future king. Unlike Prince Harry and Meghan Markle, Prince William has consistently remained focused on royal duties, charitable initiatives, and long-term institutional responsibilities. Because of that contrast, many royal commentators began viewing Prince William through an entirely different lens during the controversy. Rather than discussing Prince William's actions, observers started discussing what Prince William represented. Stability, continuity, predictability. Those qualities may sound unremarkable during calm periods, but during moments of uncertainty, those same qualities often become extremely valuable. As public debate surrounding Meghan Markle intensified, support for Prince William and Catherine, Princess of Wales, appeared to strengthen among many royal audiences. Some commentators suggested that the controversy inadvertently highlighted the very characteristics that supporters most admire in the Prince and Princess of Wales. Yet another question soon emerged. Could the growing contrast between Prince William and Prince Harry influence public attitudes toward the future of the monarchy? For royal analysts, that possibility was impossible to ignore. Throughout modern royal history, public perception of future monarchs has often been shaped not only by their own decisions, but also by comparisons with other prominent members of the royal family. The more attention focused on controversy elsewhere, the more Prince William's disciplined approach appeared to stand out. Meanwhile, Catherine, Princess of Wales, continued receiving praise from commentators who viewed the Princess of Wales as an important symbol of steadiness during periods of uncertainty. Whether discussing public appearances, charitable engagements, or family responsibilities, many royal observers pointed to Kate Middleton as an example of how carefully managed public trust can strengthen royal credibility over time. This growing discussion created a fascinating dynamic. The controversy may have started with Meghan Markle, but public attention was increasingly gravitating toward Prince William and Catherine, Princess of Wales. And that shift carried enormous implications. Because once a story begins highlighting alternative royal figures, the conversation naturally expands beyond the original controversy. At the same time, Prince Harry remained caught between competing pressures. On one side stood loyalty to Meghan Markle, the woman Prince Harry has defended repeatedly throughout years of public criticism. On the other side stood the continuing reality that Prince Harry remains the son of King Charles III and a member of the royal family by birth. That unique position created endless speculation. Could Prince Harry eventually find a path toward reconciliation with King Charles III? Could Prince Harry maintain complete solidarity with Meghan Markle while preserving future family relationships? Or had events already progressed beyond the point where easy solutions were possible? Many viewers found themselves asking those very questions. And importantly, there were no obvious answers. As weeks of discussion continued, another subtle but significant development began attracting attention from experienced royal commentators. Increasingly, the debate was no longer being driven by official statements. Instead, the conversation was being shaped by public reaction, media interpretation, and competing narratives circulating across countless platforms. In other words, the story had taken on a life of its own. Once that happens, controlling public perception becomes extraordinarily difficult for anyone involved. Not Meghan Markle, not Prince Harry, not even Buckingham Palace. That reality explains why some analysts began describing the controversy as a reputational crossroads rather than a temporary dispute. According to those observers, the most important consequences might not appear immediately. Instead, the true impact could emerge gradually through shifting public attitudes over months and even years. And perhaps that is the most intriguing aspect of all. Because while headlines focused on today's developments, the real question concerned tomorrow. How would future audiences remember this chapter? Would Meghan Markle ultimately succeed in rebuilding public trust? Would Prince Harry emerge with relationships intact? Would King Charles III and Prince William benefit from the contrast created by the controversy? Or would entirely new developments reshape the narrative once again? Before we continue, if you're enjoying this deep dive into Prince William, Catherine, Princess of Wales, King Charles III, Prince Harry, Meghan Markle, and the evolving future of the royal family, make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss upcoming royal analysis. Because just when many observers believed the story had reached its peak, another critical question began emerging behind the scenes. What lasting consequences could this controversy have for the Sussex brand, the monarchy, and the relationships that connect them all? As the controversy continued dominating discussions across royal commentary channels, social media platforms, and international audiences, one reality became increasingly difficult to ignore. Regardless of which interpretation viewers found most convincing, the situation had evolved into something far larger than a dispute involving Meghan Markle, the Duchess of Sussex. The controversy had become a case study in how reputation, public trust, and royal identity can collide in the modern media age. That realization led many royal observers to focus on a different question entirely. What happens after the headlines begin to fade? For Prince Harry and Meghan Markle, that question may ultimately prove more important than any individual allegation or public debate. News cycles eventually move on. Public attention shifts toward new stories. Yet the reputational consequences created during highly visible controversies often remain long after public discussion cools. Many experienced royal commentators believe that the future challenge for Prince Harry and Meghan Markle will not simply involve responding to criticism. The greater challenge may involve rebuilding confidence among audiences who have become increasingly divided in their views of the Sussex household. And that process is never simple. Trust is often built gradually over years, but can become fragile within a matter of weeks. At the same time, another fascinating development has emerged from this entire episode. While public attention focused heavily on Prince Harry and Meghan Markle, support for Prince William, the future king, and Catherine, Princess of Wales, appeared to strengthen among many traditional royal supporters. For those audiences, Prince William and Catherine, Princess of Wales, came to symbolize continuity during a period of uncertainty. That perception carries enormous significance because the future of the monarchy will eventually rest upon the leadership of Prince William and Catherine, Princess of Wales. Could this controversy indirectly strengthen public confidence in the next generation of royal leadership? Many analysts believe that possibility cannot be dismissed. After all, moments of instability often highlight the value of stability. Moments of controversy often highlight the value of consistency. And moments of uncertainty frequently increase appreciation for figures perceived as dependable. That dynamic may ultimately become one of the most lasting consequences of this entire saga. Meanwhile, King Charles III continues facing challenges that extend far beyond any single controversy. As monarch, King Charles III must balance family relationships with institutional responsibilities, personal feelings with public expectations, and modern media realities with centuries of royal tradition. That balancing act has never been easy. Yet the controversy surrounding Prince Harry and Meghan Markle has once again demonstrated how quickly private family matters can evolve into international conversations involving the future image of the royal family itself. And perhaps that is the deeper story beneath all the headlines. Because at its core, this controversy is not simply about allegations, responses, or media narratives. This controversy is about competing visions of public life, competing understandings of accountability, and competing expectations surrounding what members of the royal family should represent in the 21st century. That is why the discussion continues attracting attention, even as new developments emerge. The questions remain unresolved. Can Prince Harry and King Charles III eventually find common ground? Can Meghan Markle successfully reshape public perception in the years ahead? Will Prince William and Catherine, Princess of Wales, benefit from the growing contrast that many commentators have identified? And perhaps most importantly of all, how will history ultimately remember this chapter in the ongoing story of the modern monarchy? Those questions remain open. And that uncertainty may be precisely why audiences continue following every development so closely. Because royal stories are rarely defined by a single moment. Royal stories are shaped by what happens afterward. They are shaped by responses, consequences, relationships, and decisions made when public attention begins to move elsewhere. For Prince Harry, Meghan Markle, King Charles III, Prince William, and Catherine, Princess of Wales, the next chapter may ultimately prove more important than the current one. And that chapter has not yet been written. As we reach the end of the story, the central question remains remarkably difficult to answer. Is this controversy simply another example of the intense scrutiny that follows Prince Harry and Meghan Markle wherever they go? Or does it reveal something more significant about reputation, trust, and the evolving relationship between the Sussex household and the royal family? Some royal watchers believe the situation has been exaggerated by relentless media attention. Other commentators argue that public figures must always expect difficult questions when controversies emerge. Both interpretations continue finding support. But what do you think? Do you believe Meghan Markle, the Duchess of Sussex, and Prince Harry can overcome the growing challenges surrounding public perception? Or do you think the gap between the Sussex household and the monarchy has become too large to repair? Share your thoughts in the comments below, because your perspective is an important part of this conversation. And if you enjoyed this deep dive into Prince William, Catherine, Princess of Wales, King Charles III, Prince Harry, Meghan Markle, Buckingham Palace, and the future of the royal family, make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss future royal analysis. Thank you for watching, and we will see you in the next royal story.